Electric Honey, Part 5, The First Touch. The airport was humid with anticipation. Amara stood at the arrival gate, heart galloping, fingers smoothing the hem of her sundress again and again. She'd worn the one Nova liked, the burnt orange one off the shoulder, soft against her curves. Nova had called it her goddess dress. She hadn't known what to expect, standing there with wild nerves and too many unsent texts in her phone. But when Nova appeared, tall, glowing, locks falling loose over her collarbones, everything inside Amara stilled. Nova dropped her bag, didn't say a word, just crossed the space between them and pulled Amara into the kind of hug that doesn't end, it begins. It began the fire. They barely made it through the front door of Amara's apartment. Nova's lips met hers in the kitchen, and it was nothing like their phone kisses. This was heat, tongue and teeth, moaning into each other's mouths like prayer. The kind of kiss that undressed them both before a single button had been undone. Clothes came off in scattered pieces, Nova's tank top pulled over her head, Amara's dress sliding down like water. Nova's fingers found Amara's waist, then her hips, gripping her like she was something Nova had dreamt into existence. "You're real," Nova murmured, voice shaking. "You're right here." "Touch me like you mean it," Amara whispered, dragging her mouth along Nova's jaw. "Touch me like you wanted to since that first call." That was all it took. They stumbled toward the bedroom, mouths never parting, fingers trailing fire down skin. When Nova pressed Amara to the mattress and crawled on top, she didn't rush, she studied her, traced a line from Amara's shoulder to the slope of her breast, grazed her thigh with the back of her knuckles. When she finally kissed between Amara's legs, it was slow, reverent, like worship. Amara sobbed out her name, trembling under the weight of touch that meant something, something that knew her. Nova licked and sucked with maddening patience. Her eyes locked on Amara's the whole time. No one had ever held her gaze like that while she came. No one had ever seen her like that. When Amara flipped her over, hungry, wild, full of need, Nova opened for her like a sunrise. Her breath hitched as Amara slid fingers inside, then her mouth. "You feel like home," Nova gasped, clutching the sheets. They moved together like ties, like prophecy. By the time the sun peeked through the blinds, their limbs were tangled and their chests slick with sweat. Neither could stop touching, tracing, breathing each other in. Amara looked at Nova, her fingers still pressed slightly between her thighs, and whispered, "Now you've really wrecked me." Nova smiled, kissing her slow. "Good," she said, "because I came here to ruin you forever." Electric Honey, Part 6, After the Storm, Past Life Lovers. The room was soaked in silence, the kind that only comes after truth has been tasted. Nova sat on the edge of the bed, steam rising from her coffee, curls messy and wild like the night they've just lived through. Amara was on her side, one hand tucked under her cheek, eyes soft and full, watching Nova like she was the answer to a question she hadn't dared ask out loud. "You good?" Nova asked, voice rough but still soft like velvet. Amara nodded slowly. "Yeah, She sat up, sheet sliding down her shoulder. "I feel like I've been here before." Nova blinked. "What do you mean?" "Not this place, but you, us." Amara's voice grew quieter. "Last night felt like remembering something, like I touched you before. Been touched like that before, but not in this life." Nova didn't speak, just stared, eyes wide, lips parted. Amara smiled softly. You feel it too, don't you? Nova set the mug down and turned fully toward her, one leg bent beneath her. Ever since that first call, like I already knew that sound of your laugh, like my body had been waiting for yours. Amara reached out, fingers brushing the curve of Nova's knee. I think we've done this before, somewhere else. Maybe in a temple or a porch under moonlight. Maybe we were married in another life. Maybe we died holding hands. Nova let out a slow breath. Maybe we've been trying to find each other ever since. Their kiss this time wasn't urgent, it was recognition. Lips learning what they already knew. Nova climbed back into bed, curling into Amara's warmth like she belonged there, like she always had. They didn't speak for a long while, just laid there, forehead to forehead, breath sinking again like that first tantra call. I used to dream about someone, Amara whispered. Someone with your eyes, your mouth, always reaching for me, just out of reach, but I never saw her face clearly until I saw you on that live stream. Nova blinked fast, tears welling. Baby, she said, voice thick, you just gave me chills. I don't know what this is, Amara continued, but it's more than just love. It's memory, it's soul. Nova held her tighter. Then let's make this life the one where we stay. Outside, the morning grew louder, bird song and city buzz. But inside, in that bed, they were timeless, eternal. Two souls who circled each other across lifetimes, finally home again. The end. I hope you all enjoyed a short story called Electric Honey. And if you'd like to hear more stories, more eroticas, or you'd like to collab and you have an erotica you'd like for me to read, please reach out to me at bookreinac@yahoo.com. That's BOOKREINAC@yahoo.com. You also can reach out to me on Instagram at Spicy Queen Radio. Okay, I'll see y'all next time, or we'll chat next time. Thanks so much for all your support. I love y'all. Mwah.